one of 1,200 African American communities across the country that were destroyed. So when you multiply 1,200, and what they say is, of that 1,200, it was the largest migration of African American people since the Great Migration. Over 1 million people were affected by freeway construction. So you multiply the 653 homes here in St. Paul with the multiple homes in St. Louis, East St. Louis, Chicago, New Orleans, the 1,200 communities.
And so Grandma used to garden that whole backyard down that, not down to Rondo, but she had backyard. She planted the garden and I used to help her. I bought this picture because this is my dad and my mother holding me in front of that house, and I was just born. That was 1946, okay? And then I brought this picture of my grandmother that owned that house. And so it meant a lot to me because my grandma, she helped raise me, and everything I say now my grandma said, okay? Because all of the time that she took with me and talked to me, I find out that she was molding me in her own way to be a respectful, very respectful person, and a good person, and an honest person.
We're looking at a volume of deliberate disinvestment and displacement that was a part of a governmental project to, we used to call it, when they moved the Native Americans, they tried to move them to certain areas in a way to control them. Well, uprooting these communities where they had economic strength, where they had community strength, where they had the potential of voting power. It was a deliberate act of government. So, yeah, we feel the impact here in Minnesota, and it is devastating. But when you see the big picture, you know what's out there, what we have to be aware of, and we have to give our young people the tools to analyze it, understand it, and take steps to see that this sort of thing doesn't happen again. Keep it going, to keep the memory of Rondo alive,